Hi guys, so we're trying something different today, something new. We're going to try an online battle report, and this is actually my first game of 40k on the return, because we thought that would be a good idea, as you do. As you can see, I've got Callum down in the opposite corner there, and he's going to take us through the setup of 40k, because as I said, I'm still quite new to it, coming back from the last time I played was early 6th edition, so take it away.
Lovely, yeah. So, hi guys, and today we're playing 1,000 points, an Eternal War mission. It's going to be Crusade, which is the first one. We rolled for 5 objectives, and as you can see, it is Dark Eldar Coven against Space Marines Imperial Fists. Yeah, you can see where the 5 objective markers are there by the little green banner.
Just highlight those, so we've got
yes, good thinking.
There, and there.
Lovely, and it will be Dawn of War deployment as well, so the long ways like that. And yeah, I guess we should show you our deployment and
Fantastic.
such.
So we're going to move on now to we're going to deploy our forces, and we're basically going to come back and talk through the army lists as well. So see you in a mo. Right, so what you can see down there is our deployments. I am the Dark Eldar, and of course I have deployed at the top, as you can see. So I'm going to take it from left to right and go through what I've put down there. So we have a unit of 10 racks, 2 ossifactors in a raider with just a disintegrator cannon. We've got a Talos there, stock, just a splinter cannon and the 2 close combat weapons, that's it really. Then we've got a raider here with 3 grotesques and my warlord, which is a homunculus with, I think he's got the war gear, which is Sadiq's, just a moment, sorry about this, Sadiq's Sump, which lets me choose between a bunch of universal special rules each turn. Then we've got 5 racks here with another homunculus, and there's 1 ossifactor in there, and the homunculus has got the flesh gauntlet. And then we've got another 2 Talos over there, and that's my deployment.
Cool, yeah. Well, I'll roll into mine then. Starting from the right hand side, we'll work our way all the way across.
Sure.
So we can see 2 Thunderfire cannons, both separate units with their Tech Marines. The Tech Marines have chosen to bolster the ruins that they're in, which provides them a nice little 2-up cover save. Then to the left of them we have the Librarian on a bike. He is a Mastery level 2. He rolled from Divination. He got Perfect Timing and Misfortune, so that's Ignores Cover and Rending. Then we have 2 identical Landspeeder units. These are both Landspeeder Storms with Scouts. The Landspeeders themselves have the Cerebrus Launcher, which is a large blast, strength 5. I think it's AP dash, but it also causes blind. And they also both have assault cannons. And inside are just 5 Bolter Scouts in each. So if we move further across, we have a Vindicator with Siege Shield and Storm Bolter upgrades. And further to the left again, 2 more identical Landspeeder Storms, just as before with the Assault Cannon and Cerebrus Launcher. And in reserve I have a Storm Talon Gunship.
Right, so we've got a Dark Eldar army with slow units against a really fast looking Space Marine army, and I have no way of dealing with flyers. So it's going to be fun. Let's have a see how it goes. So we'll come back after the movement phase of the first player. It's worth mentioning at this time that I deployed first, and Callum sees the initiative. So yeah, it's going well already with my first game returning to 40k. So we'll come back after Callum's movement and just describe that, and then take it from there.
Okay guys, so that was the end of my movement for turn 1 Space Marines, and as you can see, a lot of moving up. We'll start from right to left again. Both Thunderfire cannons stood completely still.
As you do.
Yeah, well, they don't need line of sight or anything, which is quite handy. And the thing I do have line of sight on is the one well, I mean, I didn't need to move for it, so we're all good there. The bike just came up a little bit and hugged the side. Nothing too fancy over there.
What's up there?
That's right. Now you'll see both land speeders have jumped and pivoted over this warehousey building, covering each other's firing arcs, as Kibbs pointed out.
Totally intentional.
Yes, yeah. Not that was the only way that they would fit.
Yeah.
My Vindicator moved up. I realised that actually there's not a lot of ranged anti-tank, so I probably should have been a bit more aggressive deploying him, but such is the way it is. And over on the far left-hand side of the board, one was able to make it on top of the building, and he passed his terrain test, and the other was just skirting in behind. So yeah, I've got line of sight on the targets I want to have line of sight on. So all in all, pretty pleased with that movement phase. So off we go into shooting phase, I suppose. Oh, psychic phase, actually.
Okay.
Alright guys, so that's the end of my psychic phase. I rolled a 2 for the additional warp charges, so it took me to 4 dice total, as I am a mastery level 2. Now I cast, first off, perfect timing on the left-hand Thunderfire cannon, which gives him the ignores cover special rule, which is going to be really handy when I target that raider at the back there. Yeah, basically. And then I tried to cast prescience with my last 2 dice, and unfortunately didn't quite get that off, because that would have made it twin linked, which would have been very handy. There was an attempted denial at the first one, but no success, unfortunately.
It was never going to happen, not with 2 dice.
No, I was hoping not, to be honest.
Right,
But yeah, let's
see
roll
what
it.
happens in shooting, yeah?
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so Callum has finished his shooting phase, and as you can see, I'm walking, but everything except for the one raider. So we had. I'll pass it over to Callum to explain what he's done.
Okay, so working from right to left again, the 2 Thunderfire cannons fired into that once raider, now craters, and the ignores cover one, funnily enough, didn't do anything. But penetrating hit on the other one, and rolled a 6 for the explosion. So the raider was no more. And one guy died, and the homunculus took a wound.
Yeah, so the homunculus is down to 2 wounds, and we've got a red splatter where there was once a rack.
And I flat out I flatted? I don't know what that would be actually. I flat out my Vindicator. I did flat out my Vindicator, there we go. Forward 6 inches, now slightly not scared of things.
Yeah.
And then the hopped up land speeder on the left hand side fired his assault cannon into the once raider, and I got lucky again, managing another 6 on the explosion roll. So first blood to the Space Marines, but I mean that's slightly inconsequential given the loss of 2 raiders.
Yeah, losing first turn on this one was a massive detriment, and yeah, this is going to be a real struggle, so it'll be interesting to see how my turn goes. Right, I guess we'll come back after my movement. Okay, so I've done my my movement, so with the racks that were 10 are now 8 have scooched up into cover. The Talos next to them has done the same thing. He's a little bit scared of the Vindicator down there. The Grotesques have jumped over the building in their raider, and they're sitting there with the Warlord. The 4 racks and the 1 homunculus that got blown out of their raider are hiding behind there, and the 2 Talos have sort of scooched around the building, just trying to get a bit closer. And that is my movement. Right, come back in a moment after I've done a bit of shooting, if I can do any shooting, that is. Let's see. Okay, so I don't have a psychic phase, so we didn't bother with that, and went straight on to my shooting, if that's what you can call it. The grotesque raider jumped over the pipe and went flat out. The 2 Talos over here ran very short distance, and all of these fellas over here in the ruin also ran a very short distance. we're in a situation now where the only things that can actually pop his vehicles are melee, which involves catching them. It's not a good position to be in, I'll admit, but we'll see how it goes. We'll carry on, and we'll come back after. There is no assault phase for me, so we'll come back after Callum's turn 2 movement then. Right.
Okay, guys, so that was the end of my movement for turn 2. Rolled for reserves first of all, and the Storm Talon has come on.
Yep.
So all that extra firepower that I definitely needed is on the board now.
Yep. And everything's pointing straight at the raider.
Yeah, I'm staring down the grotesques in the raider, knowing that is quite a big threat actually.
Yeah, it's totally going to live. Totally.
I am hoping not. So basically, I just shuffled a lot of things around. The Thunderfire cannons didn't move at all, so they stayed in the right-hand ruins. Next to them, you see the Librarian Biker. Now, he stuck his bike in reverse and got out of there. And the Land Speeder you see closest to it basically reversed as well. And on the left-hand side of the warehouse, everyone moved around and back quite a lot. Scared of what lay inside that raider. Yeah. Over on the left-hand side, right over on the left-hand side, the 2 land speeders. One of them stayed put, and the other one hopped up onto the building over there to get line of sight and range on some stuff. So we best roll into the psychic phase then and see what I can make happen there.
Right. See you.
Okay, so there you have it, guys. That was the end of the psychic phase, and nothing happened. The librarian did not earn his wage today. He gave it a good go, but the ignores cover one that I did try to get off was actually denied.
Hey.
Unfortunately, and the other one I was going for rending on the raider, so the bolt guns could do stuff, but that didn't get off in the end anyway. So pretty much straight into shooting phase now, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, back in a mo. Right, so that was Callum's shooting. As you can see from the table, there's not much left on the old Dark Eldar side. So I'm going to hand it over to Callum just to explain the starting points and what happened.
Okay, let's start from right to left again.
Okay.
We'll go with the Thunderfire cannons. So they shot, or both of them shot their volleys into the far left racks. Managed to kill 5 between them. So that was happy days for them. They did their job. Did the ignores cover thing because mathematically it worked out better than the high strength. So pretty happy with that. Then we'll just sort of work our way across a little bit. So we've got the land speeder with the assault cannon and such. That fired into the raider. Managed to strip a hull point. Then the Storm Talon flyer, which is left of that again, that pumped all of its shots in to the raider again and took 2 hull points. So we were down then to just the 3 grotesques and a homunculus left. At which point the Vindicator dropped its template on them and insta-killed 3 of them and left just 1 grotesque, who was then killed by the volley of fire from the crew of the 2 land speeders. Obviously, it being open-topped really helping there. And then that was about it really. Unpleasant for Dark Eldar when you have to walk and you're faced with some. I mean, those grotesques had 3 wounds each, so a strength 10 template insta-killing was kind of handy.
Just a bit.
Just a smidgen. But, that was everything though, so nothing left.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's have a see. There's no assaults, are there?
No, nothing to assault. No.
Okay, so we'll move on to my movement phase. Turn 3, is it?
Turn 2.
Turn 2. Is that all? Turn 2.
Yeah.
Right. It's worth mentioning at this point that the racks up in the top left haven't run. because they are fearless
Yes.
because of the Coven power from pain table. So let's have a turn 2 movement for me. Back in a sec. Okay, the Dark Eldar Coven movement saw the Rex over here jump out of cover because why not? And the Talos there moved forwards 4 inches because he was coming out of the cover. He had to roll for that. The Racks at the top there are staying where they are, the cowards, and the 2 Talos over here moved. So a really short turn for, or rather movement for the Dark Eldar. We'll see if I can do any shooting and then come back after that. Right, so Dark Eldar shooting phase 2 saw the Racks run to there, the Talos run to there, and these 2 Talos run slightly forwards, and the Racks at the back stay where they were. And that was that. So that's my shooting phase. For turn 2. We'll come back when Callum's done his. There's nowhere I can. No, there's nothing I can do really. Is there?
Don't think so.
No. We will come back on Callum's movement phase in a moment. Cheers.
Okay, so there we have it. That was the movement phase. Schmovement.
Loves a bit of schmooing.
Okay, so we'll work our way from right to left again. The 2 Thunder Fire Cannons stayed exactly where they were. They're so fine.
Yeah. Could be more fine if they tried.
Yeah, two up, cover save, just chilling. The Librarian on his bike moved over a little bit. I'm just getting a little bit closer to some stuff.
Yep.
The Land Speeder to his up moved.
Yep, to his up.
To his up, moved forward 6 inches. And to the left, we have the other Land Speeder moving forward 6 and disembarking the scouts through cover 5 inches.
Yep.
That they will be my sacrificial lambs.
Just because I've got to kill something, right?
Yeah.
For no other reason other than me actually doing something this game.
Well, I mean, that's if everything survives. Then the Bumblebee, the Storm Talon, came up on the left-hand side there. He's 18 inches, and he is going to stare down some Talus next turn.
Yep.
Over on the left of him, we have the Vindicator, moved around to look at a Talus and see how he was getting on. And
just other butchers.
And then the Land Speeder above him came off the building and just sort of sat on the objective, angling in on that Talus again. And the other one jumped over behind the Racks, just to do the cowardly shoot them in the back sort of thing. So, yeah, that's everything. We've got Psychic Phase next to see what I can cast, and then, yeah.
Okay, we'll see you at the Psychic Phase.
Okay, so the Psychic Phase, very profitable this time. The Librarian finally read his book the right way up, and he cast the Malediction, which is Misfortune, on the Talos that is closest to him, meaning that all attacks on the Talos, both ranged and close combat, are rending. So, hopefully that'll clear him out. We will see. So yeah, we'll roll nicely into the shooting phase for the Space Marines.
Okay. Okay, and we're back from Callum's shooting phase, and I'll let him describe what he's done to my poor Taluses.
Okay, so basically all of my firepower went into one Talos that was really, really close. And the rending special rule thing really helped. Scouts that disembarked from the vehicle were the ones that did it in the end, taking off 2 wounds. They caused 4 wounds because of the rending, and then Feel No Pains just didn't save him. So one Talos is obviously completely gone. that took the right-hand side of the board's worth of firepower, pretty much. The flyer did get to re-divert his attacks into the back Talos, but didn't do anything, unfortunately. And
Sorry, that one there.
yeah. And then on the left-hand side of the board, the combined fire of a Vindicator, which scattered and almost hit my own land speeder.
Yeah.
And the 2 land speeders and their crew fired into that Talos. Took it down to 1 wound, but it was just hanging on there. So that was it for my shooting phase. I don't have an assault phase again. So that's, rolling into this enormous Dark Eldar army's turn 3.
Right, I might actually kill something this turn. Let's.
Don't
I'm
jinx
not getting
it.
my hopes up. I'm not getting my hopes up. Right, back again after my movement phase. Okay, so we're back after my movement, and the Dark Eldar are slowly but surely getting closer. So we're literally this close to possibly killing something. The first thing of this game. So the Raks turned around and sat as close as they could, ready for a charge there. The Telos moved up to here, getting closer to the land speeder. The other Telos moved to pretty much where his friend was when he died, so that's good. And finally, the cowardly Raks at the back have started moving round, because why not, to be honest. Right, so I'm determined to kill at least one model in this game, so let's see how that goes. Right, we're on to my shooting. Turn 3, is it?
Turn 3.
Turn 3 shooting. We're back in a tick, guys. Okay, so we had a little bit of shooting for once. So the Telos up the top here decided to take a shot into the scouts down there and killed 2 of them, making his charge impossible. So that was mistake number 1. Then the next bit is just plain bad luck. The Ossifactor from up here shot down at the scouts as well. Hit on a 3, needed a 2 to wound, and missed, as you do. So that's good fun. So now we're on to the assault phase, where it looks as though I'm actually going to be doing some assaulting. So that's good. You excited?
Yes, so excited.
Good. This is the moment. This is when it all turns around.
It's coming up Millhouse.
Yeah, and it's unfortunately been given to me by you, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to take it. Right, let's see what happens. Okay, so we're back after my assault, and guess what? I killed a Land Raider! Yeah!
Land speeder.
Sorry, Land speeder. I got just so excited that I just blew it all out of proportion. So, with the speed that Callum's got on there, I'm not really going to do anything, and to be honest, those last couple of kills were handed to me. He could have kept well away without any trouble at all. One thing that we discovered is I forgot that Raks are only strength 3, so they couldn't actually do anything in the assault up the top here. So that was fun to discover. But the Talos here managed to pop the land speeder there. So I'm going to leave it at that, to be honest. So my triumphant return to 40k. It was a classic case of obviously Callum wins. Let's just say that now. So congrats.
Thank you.
Can't really do any kind of handshaking over the internet, unfortunately. Yeah,
there you go.
You do like
A boom.
indeed. Right. Just hit my mic, so that was probably quite loud. Yeah. So a little bit of analysis on that is that it's a little bit of bad list building, a little bit of bad matchup in that I couldn't touch vehicles except with the weapons on the raiders.
Yes.
A little bit of bad luck in losing the initiative.
Yeah.
Losing the going first on the first turn. and not being able to roll Feel No Pain for my life.
Very true.
I think I rolled one in the whole.
Yeah.
Of that pretty much.
Pretty much.
So that was fun. Yeah, it was enjoyable just because it was completely farcical, to be honest.
It was, yeah. I've never ever laughed so much in my entire life. It was just
my throat's killing. I've got this bad cold and I'm just coughing my guts up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, absolutely hilarious. So I might actually name this episode the Fiasco. We're gonna put it up on YouTube anyway, just for the lols, as it were. So how did you find it?
Yes, yeah. Leave your comments below for this totally fair matchup, and I don't think you'll ever see a more even game.
No, yeah, it was close right to the end. We couldn't have decided after turn 2 that it was lost, or even basically the first shooting phase. You could pretty much put your money down and say no.
Nah.
No.
Yeah.
No chance. And then losing the grotesques in such a horrible way when they would have just... I mean, they would have mashed face down the bottom right there. And that would have been nice.
Yeah.
But no.
They just got hit by an enormous bomb.
Just 3 of them gone, just like that.
Yeah.
No chance. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And
yeah, so did I. Thank you very much for hosting it all.
No problem. And as always, I enjoyed games on Vassal.
Yes.
So that was good. We're going to try and arrange some proper games. See if I can get my table set up behind me and get some of these guys over. So that'll be good fun. But yeah, there's not really much else to say other than hope you enjoyed the mess that was this game. And insults down in the comments section.
Of course, yeah.
Right, you've been watching me, Kablams.
And me, Callum, from Tabletop Banter.
And hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Stay well, guys.